So today we are going to learn about this particular platform called Cordova. Okay, so why we require this particular Cordova platform? Are many platforms are available. So for the mobile app development. Okay, so mobile app development. So if you want to develop any mobile application, okay, so you can go for some platforms. Okay, so which will accelerate your development. So if you want to develop any application in a faster mode, so then you just have to use some platforms. So maybe Cordova or Ionic framework, or you can use the native platforms like Android Studio and all. So you can go for you can opt for any platform. So there are many platforms are available. So I will be using Cordova platform for the development of mobile application. Okay, so that is the the agenda today. Is that clear? So today's session will be on the mobile app development. Okay. So now, what is this Cordova? Cordova, using Cordova, what you can do, it's basically, in computer science, they will say, one code, many devices, okay, or many devices, something like this. Say, that means you can write the code once and that can be converted into different platforms. Like you can convert that to Android platform, and you can convert that to iOS platform, and you can convert that to Windows platform. So you can convert your code to any of these operating system, mobile operating system. So that is the advantage of using this particular Cordova platform. Is that clear? So using Cordova platform, so you can develop Android. So not individually. So you write one code. Okay, you write code once, and write code once, and that can be converted into either Android. A simple one command you just have to run. Okay, to convert your code to different devices, Android or iOS. Okay, so iOS or Windows operating system. So you can convert to anything. Okay, so that is one advantage of this particular Cordova. And the next point is that, so you will be given an option to select the programming language. Like here you can choose Angular JS, okay, or React, okay, React JS, or Cool JS. So you can use any JavaScript based programming language. So using this, you can write a code once. So that, and after writing code, what you can do, you can convert that particular mobile applications to Android, iOS, or Windows, etc. So that is possible using this particular Cordova platform. Okay, is this explanation is clear? So what I'm trying to convey? So today's session will be on Cordova mobile app development. So any questions? So any questions on this? Okay. So others, please respond. If you have any questions, please do ask now on the basics. Yeah, yeah. So uh, then what? How to start this one? So I recommend you to go for the Cordova website. Okay, so before starting anything, so you just type Cordova in the Google. So you will see this particular thing. Earlier it was called as PhoneGap, I think initially. Now it is there with what Adobe. Now this Cordova is it's separate and it is MIT licensed now. Okay, so now you just visit this one and you will get some idea. Okay, so you'll be developing your mobile application using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You see, so that is one advantage, and also why we are picking this, because it's open source. Okay, open source. Just have to go through this particular website once. Okay, it's directly you just have to run these codes, and within 10 minutes you can at least you can develop a framework for your mobile application. So that is possible. Yes, yes. So, writing a pure Java code is not difficult, Sajjad. So this HTML code is, HTML and CSS and JavaScript. People found convenient and easy method. So that's why everything is nowadays shifted to JavaScript. Earlier, those who know Java, definitely there is a place for them in the IT sector. Okay, Java, nowadays it is JavaScript. Okay, so a lot of JavaScript languages are there. You have to pick and you have to learn. So that is how it is, turning. So yes, it is very easy. Yeah, I mean, the codes, yeah, I mean, we cannot compare JavaScript with Python, definitely not. But it is easy kind of things. But even you can incorporate, you can understand very easily. So there is no complexity here. So very simple. Okay. Now just visit this one. Now I'll just start. Okay. So how to start developing this application? So in today's session, so I'll try to develop one. How to develop application. I'll develop one application. Okay, and I will test that particular application. Okay, and I will mobile application means it is a APK file. I think you know that. So you need to generate a APK file. That is basically the output. Okay, so that is basically your mobile application. Whenever you go to Play Store, and when you click on install, basically in the back end, one APK file will come to your device, and that will be installed. So we should know APK file deployment. Okay, so this is what we are going to learn today. Okay, so develop one application and test that application, and get that APA and deploy that particular APK file in the actual mobile device. Okay, so actual mobile device, and also in the emulator. So emulator and device. Okay, so in both the places we'll try to do that. Okay, so this is what we are trying to do today. So develop an application, test that application, deploy APK file in both emulator and as well as in the actual device. Okay, is that clear? Okay. So let me start. Okay, so to work on this particular things, when you visit this Cordova platform, they will give some simple 3-4 steps. Okay, to generate the file. So let me do that work. So now what I'll do to do that, now I'm just creating one folder. Okay, say Ionic, Cordova app. Okay, this is the folder what I'm creating, Cordova app. So then what I'll do, I'll just go to command prompt. Okay, command prompt. Okay, so then I'll call this particular directory. Okay, cd this particular directory. So this is what I did now. So cd space that now path. So this is what you have to do. Okay, so that path, whatever you are kept, that path you just have to point. Then what you have to do, simply you just have to run these commands. Okay, so what is that? First command what you have to run is basically this. Okay, so can you see my screen? Npm install -g Cordova. So this basically installs all the library, Cordova library, in your machine. Okay, in a global path directory. So this entire Cordova library will be installed. So this is what you have to do as a second step. Okay, so npm -g uh, uh, npm install -g Cordova. Npm is already installed in your machine. We already tried. Okay, so that you already know. So first step is done. The second step, what you have to do, see, I'll just take that one. Now, this command you have to run. So Cordova create the app name. So app name may be okay, my app, something like that. I just given a command like Cordova create my app. So this is the third instruction what you have to run. So this can be any name. Okay. So this can be any name. So Cordova create my app. So this is the command what I execute. So if you execute this particular command, what happens? Okay. So it will just create the file structure. Okay, so now you see here inside this folder, nothing was there. So now you are getting some file, you see. So inside this Cordova app, the directory what I created, inside the directory, one, my app folder came. Okay, so the name which is same as the Cordova create, the name what I used in the command. So my app came here, and if you open that particular folder, you will get some configuration file and some JSON file and some www file, default www file. Okay, so this is basically the file structure. Okay, the basic file structure, and then what you have to do, so it just creates that one. The next command would be, okay, so then you just get inside this particular my app in command prompt. So cd my app. Okay, so this is what I did. The next step is what? Cd my app name is my app. So I'm just calling that particular directory. Okay, so I am just inside that particular directory now. Then after that, what you have to do? So you just have to run this particular command, Cordova platform add browser. So let me explain this particular command. Cordova platform add browser. So that means Cordova is a command. Okay, so you are telling platform. So what platform? So browser related so I need to execute this mobile application in browser. For that, whatever the library is required, add. So that is the meaning of this particular Cordova platform add browser. So that means whatever required for the browser. Okay, so browser platform. So all those libraries it will create and separate, the folder it will create, and all the things will be kept in that particular folder. Okay, so let me run this particular folder, Cordova platform add browser. Okay, so now you can see here inside this folder. So earlier platform folder was not there. Now the platform folder came. Can you observe here? So after running that, can you see here one more directory it is creating, browser directory. Inside that all the files copying, and it is browser compatible version is coming inside this particular program. Got it? So now, so earlier my file structure was basic structure. Now platform folder came under that browser directory, and all your source code is converted into browser compatible version. Okay, so that is what this simple command does. Cordova platform add browser. Okay, so this is what the third command. And okay, so any questions at this particular point? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, anyway, I'm recording this video. Okay, so I'll share this one. Yeah, I'll try to go slow because sometimes this some comments will take time. So there I need to wait, right? So these are the commands what you executed. Then next command is basically this. Okay, so now the browser, uh, uh, browser, repository is created. Now what you can do, you can run this particular command. Okay, Cordova run browser. So when you run this, when you use this particular command, what happens? So your mobile application will be emulated in browser. So this is the meaning of this particular command. Run. Okay, Cordova run browser means so your application will run in browser. Okay, browser. So that is what happens. So let me execute this command. When I run this particular command, what happens? Can you see here? Okay, so this is the application. So if you want to see the mobile mode, so you can have this one, and you can see. So this is how your application will look like. Okay, so your application. will look like this. So in your actual browser. Okay. So and even now, let me showcase where exactly the codes are present. Okay, let us see where this picture is coming, where this device is ready, and this HTML content is coming. So let us see once. Okay, so if you see this browser application, if you go to this www, and here, okay, so you can see one .html file is there. If you open that particular .html file, okay, just scroll down. Can you see here? So this is the HTML tag which is displaying in the mobile app. Okay, say for example, if I make this one as headline as welcome to EEE. Okay, or if I make this one as connecting to devices, or or I'll make it as uh, uh, some kind of some other text, Christ University, and then instead of device ready, I'll make it as something uh, welcome to mobile app development, something like that, anything. So I just save this particular content, and I'll go to the browser and I'll refresh. Can you see here? So that means what is happening, okay, so whatever HTML content you are modifying, so that is basically reflecting here. Okay, that is basically reflecting here. So even you can change this icon and everything. All those icons are present in images. Say this image is displaying there. If you change that image, so that also displays. Okay, so basically you just have to change the HTML tag, HTML content. The change in that particular HTML content basically reflects here. Okay, so this is what the browser content. Similarly, you can have no problem. You can have so ico, okay, .gif, any version is fine. Only we just have to point to this particular figure in the so it is a plain whatever you can do in HTML, everything can be done in this place also. It's a pure HTML page, correct? So this is what this is how you can modify the browser version, and you can see in browser how your mobile application will look like. Okay, so that means what you're doing exactly, you are testing in browser. You are testing your application in browser. So one by one, whatever modifications you do, so all those things you are testing in the browser. Okay, is it permanent? Means Amit, what do you mean by permanent? So what you're trying to ask? Okay, okay. Yeah, so Amit, ask questions in the public forum. Okay, no need to send private messages. Okay, so ask questions in the general forum, everybody, so that others also know what kind of questions, what kind of issues you will get. Okay, okay, nothing. So now you're seeing your mobile application in browser. Okay, so this is what we have done, and also you can see here we have made some modifications also. So this is basically the browser version you are modified. So similarly, if you come to this mobile app, so there is one www folder is there. So this is basically your original content. Okay, so this is your original content, and so this one is basically built, and it will be converted into other formats. Okay, so now here I'll just give some other things. Okay, so maybe instead of Apache Cordova headline, I'll just make it as something like Christ University. Okay, so and instead of this, I'll just write it. So this won't uh, this won't reflect in the browser version. Why? Because again I have to run the command. Okay, what command I have to run? Okay, so I just have to run this one. What is that? So Cordova, I need to add again. I need to run this particular Cordova platform add browser. So then what happens? This main www folder. Okay, so web folder will convert to browser specific files, and it will overwrite the existing one. So that is what happens when you run this particular Cordova. And after running that again, okay, you just have to run that application. Say added the browser version, and again you have to run. So again it will create one server instance, localhost server instance. You can see now that modified version is you can see the modified version in your browser. So that means main directory are changing, so that is basically reflecting in the browser, correct? So this is what you will see in actual device. Okay, so now it's running. Okay, the testing is okay, it is working properly. Okay, and then what I have to do, so you may have to emulate. Okay, so you may have to emulate this particular device. Okay, so for that what you have to do, so it is working fine. So now this browser, in browser it is working fine. Now in Android device, okay, Android device I need to test, correct? Yeah. How did I terminate? Control C. So when you type Control C in command prompt, so it will exit any application. If you type Control C, okay, it will exit from the that particular program. Okay, so Control plus C, any application. So it will exit. So now I just came out of that application. Now you see a browser, platform I added. Similarly, what you have to do, you have to add Android, platform. To add Android platform, again, you have to run similar command. So that is Cordova platform and Android. So when you run this particular command, okay, here, so you can see here, earlier the platform was only browser. You can see here, now Android folder also will be created here. Okay, so Android folder, now you can see here. So this command is running. Okay, so we can see here, it does. So now can you see here, Android folder came inside that, all the files that, HTML files is converted into native files, okay, which is compatible to Android. Okay, so all the file structure required for the Android device. So everything is created here. Okay, so that is what happens when you run this particular command. Okay, so next command is basically, okay, you may have to test this particular thing in the emulator. So before that you have to build this one. So build this one means, so to test in the Android device you need APK file. Okay, so you need APK file. So if you run this particular command, Cordova build Android, so what this command does, so this command will take the Android SDK. Okay, and these files, whatever files you have, these files will be taken up by that particular Android Studio. Okay, Android SDK, and then this entire files, this entire code will be converted into APK file. Okay, so this code will be converted into APK file, like in Windows and all we call it as .exe file, right? Executable file. Similarly, you have APK file in the where in the Android devices. So you can see here. So after running this particular code, uh, you got the APK file in this particular folder. So when you visit this particular folder, okay, so just visit that folder. So what you will get, you will get the APK file. So this is the APK file. So what you are seeing in this particular browser. Okay, so in this particular browser, this APK file, okay, so you can simply, you can take and you can keep it here, and you can give some name. Okay, say my app, something like that. Okay, so this is actually, you can keep in your mobile and you can run, and that will install in your machine. Okay, so this is installable application. Now, so now just to see whether everything is working fine, okay, just I'll try to emulate. Okay, so to emulate this one, I'll run this particular command called, okay, Android run, okay, Cordova run Android. So earlier I used Cordova run browser, right? So when I executed Cordova run, browser, so the application, was ran in browser application. Similarly, if you run Cordova on Android, so application will run in Android, platform. Okay, Android platform. So I'm just trying to run this one. Okay, so now it is trying to identify the mobile devices. Okay, it is waiting for the emulator. Now what I'll do, I have Android Studio. Okay, so I have an Android Studio. So I'll open one emulator and I'll showcase here. So this is basically Android Studio. So you can directly build your mobile application from here, but it is only for the Android. That is the issue. So if you develop using Cordova, you can convert to any platform. So, but when you use this particular, uh, you know, you just have to run the virtual device. So virtual device. Okay, I'll just stop this one and you know I'll run after starting emulator. I'm just starting one emulator, mobile emulator. So you have to install Android Studio. Okay, so for this, you need to install Android Studio. So before running this command, okay, so install, okay, Android Studio. They will provide the all the emulator and all those things. Can you see here? Mobile emulator is running in my device. So this is basically mobile emulator. Okay, so that replicates basically the mobile device. Okay, that is called emulator. So now you can see here mobile device started. Mobile device started. Now it is ready. Now let me run this command now. So when I run this particular command, yeah, you can use. So that also you can use. So any emulator is fine, Vedesh. So BlueStacks is also a very good emulator you can use. Okay, so and even a lot of options are there in BlueStacks. Okay, so you can use. Yeah, IntelliJ is also fine. Right. So any emulator. So only it has to identify. It has to load. Now we are trying to test the Android device. So let me run this particular command now. Emulator is ready. So when I run this particular code, I just have to see what happens. So I run code over on Android. Okay, can you see here now? It is trying to identify the device. It got installed. That application is got installed, and you are able to see that particular application in the emulator. Okay, so you are getting that particular application in the emulator, correct? Next, so now it is running in emulator. It is fine. Okay, now what I have to do, I just have to install in my machine. Okay, so then what I'll do, I'll try to I'll try to so this is, I just installed Visor. So this is actually my device. Okay, so this is actually my device. So hope you can see my screen. So this is basically my mobile phone I just installed. Okay, so you can use to have a mirroring and of your application. You can use this tool called Visor. Okay, so what you can do, you can mirror your application. There are many are there. You can use Visor, okay, to mirror your mobile device. So now here what I can, so I'll try to install. Okay, so this particular applications, whatever I develop, this my app. So let me send. I don't know. It is possible to send using WhatsApp. Okay, I'll just try to. Even you can send through. So I'm just sending this APK file. That's it. So I'll just attach that particular document. Maybe it is there in desktop. Okay. Even you can directly install, that is not a problem. Yeah, so that is there. Now I'll just open my mobile device. Okay, so I'll just I'll just showcase how exactly you can so can you see here unknown. Okay, so you if this I'm installing from the APK file directly, right? It is asking for asking some permission. Okay, the permission is basically if any unknown places if you want to install, so whether it has to be allowed or not. So that is basically it is asking. So I'll just say okay. Okay, I'll just say okay. So I'll just say okay. So okay, you install from any source, that is not a problem. Now you can see here I am trying to install this particular application in mobile application in my device. Okay, so some issues are there. It's not installed. Now I think it has to work. I don't know. So let me build Android. Yeah, USB debugging is enabled. So I'll just go to this directory. Then I'll try to install this one. Mm. Okay, maybe some issue. Mm, maybe some setting issue, I think. Otherwise, I'll go to some. Just looking for the file system. I just want to run from the I don't know where that file system is there. Yeah, what could be the problem? Can anybody trace why it is not APK file is not installed in my machine? Say maybe.
Sir, through via Android Studio, sir, while debugging, connect a USB, sir, to phone.
Connected. USB connected through. Yeah, USB. It is connected through. I connected USB this one, and I enabled USB debugging also.
So then it should be work, sir, because through
Uh,
Android
which
Studio it working.
Android Studio, yeah, it is working in emulator, so that must work, right? So for others, if you want, I mean, you have to enable, if you are connecting a mobile phone and if you are installing mobile app through the Android Studio, the serial number in go to about phone and there will be a serial number, right? So in that particular serial number, you have to tap how many times? Some 8 times, right? So you have to tap
Sir, 7 times, 7 times.
7 times, then what happens? The developer, options will be enabled for you. Okay, so developer options will come after that. So then what you can do? So you can see, uh, so developer options. So developer option. So this option in default they won't provide. So so you have to enable this developer option. So just to install from the device to your mobile app directly. So I just enabled, I think everything I just enabled. USB debugging also enabled. So that means USB should identify and it should install. Yeah, fine. So now I think you try this particular thing in your machine. So let's see. So if I get a resolution, I'll just try to pass to you. Okay. So but anyway, this is running in emulator. The same thing should be seen in the in the mobile phone also. Okay. So I'll just work in 2 minutes and I'll let you know. Okay. So but this is how it works. I think. Then the extension I'll just tell you. So Android done. So you are executed and you generated APK. Similarly, it's a 2 minutes work. If you want to work on other platforms, say for example, if you want to work on say iOS, okay. So you need to run this code. Okay. So if you run this code, then what happens? You can build iOS and Android version. Sorry, Windows version. So you just have to run this one. Okay, so these codes. So we know na. So after seeing this one, you can understand platform add iOS. Okay, build iOS, run iOS. So this command and platform Windows, build Windows, run Windows. So it basically runs in that particular platform. So this is the extension. So that means using one code, you can generate any operating system mobile application. So that is the need of an hour, correct? So when you want to make any mobile application, always customer will ask you to develop application in variety of platforms. So you cannot spend your time and energy in developing application for individual operating system. So that is not the best way. So what you can do, you can go for this Cordova library and you can install. Okay. So everybody got some idea about this mobile application. I think we spent around 40 minutes. Okay, so we get able to get some idea about mobile application, right? Yeah. So Vedesh is asking, yeah, notepad code. I'll just share. Yeah. So it's a very simple. Now you see, running one simple line of code in command prompt does everything in the back end. Okay, so that is the beauty of this one. So you can imagine. Okay, so now the mobile application developer means what he will be doing at the back end. Okay, what he will be doing at the back end. These commands he will run thousands of times every day. I mean, if you add some component, you will run this command, you will test. And, every time, whatever modifications, you do, you normally run and test and you will, generate APK file at the end. So, so these are all very primitive code. I mean, things what you have to understand. So for your additional things, what you can do. So, now this Cordova, go to the documentation part and what you have to see, so you just have to go for different types of say for example, if you want to print this dialogue, okay, what code you have to put. Say for example, if you want to keep some, if you want to enable camera, what you have to do. Okay, so all those things. So you just have to understand these, this, just go through this particular, documentation and see, how much you will learn. Okay, so then I think customization and, displaying your, content, in the way how the customer wanted. So that you can practice and you can learn. So After this, what you have to do, you just have to learn different components. Okay, so components means basically how to add say text box, how to add a button. Okay, how to add different items are there na? So all those things are basically one has to learn. So if you learn all those things, then you are a mobile app developer. Okay, so that's all. So this is what you have to do with respect to mobile application development. Is that clear, everybody? If you have any questions, please do ask. So I'll just take some. If you have any questions, please do ask. I'll answer your questions.